Everything I know you to say. You and your friends, who gossip in everything. But I want everything to be. Sometimes I think it's all right. Tell her to be busted. Come to my house, you eat and you drink. Go to money when you gossip over me. What did they say in the kind of in the two? I like be everything that I would do. No despite the better we can get you. Not keep fast, but I never do that. Go to your go. I'm on every day and tell it. Don't want me to go. Get on the floor. Tell them what we do. Everything is something that we produce. You're on there, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend me and let them do something. I'm not different. When she gets it, it's so constant. I'm not different. When she gets it, it's so constant.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime unfolding, don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Daddy, why you taking it?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Flu Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. I want to go in T20 for put it to the EGK. So captain.
Let's say a pleasant good morning and welcome to the midweek edition of the program from the Print News this Wednesday, March 25, 2026. I'd like to welcome you. I'm Wendell and I'm here with Esther and Gus Coleman. Guys, good morning.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to you, Gus. It's good to be here today on the midweek edition of the program. I'm glad that I'm here.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, Lofa County. Gus Coleman, a Benjamin Pekin himself. I know it ain't Friday, but I'm always a Benjamin Pekin. Glad to be here.
You better kind and cautious on your military tactics in Lofa.
No, well, leave those people. We're not friends anymore. That's just what is being established. You know, it's just gonna be established that that tension is not gonna go down. That's what's gonna happen. From what I hear, I think that people are shutting down the border themselves. So we'll see. You know, that neighborly stuff is gonna end. You know, but okay. I'll be honest. Yeah, in the next few years, like I told most people, I stay out of a lot of stuff. But lately, everything I've been seeing, you will not be surprised. Some of us will get involved. I don't need to stay in America anymore. I got enough here. I can come. Trust me. Yeah.
Okay. Looking forward to seeing you on the grounds. Yeah.
No.
That's the voice of our man, Gus Coleman.
Why your man Wendell be finding a way to live?
But I'm not living in Monrovia and Wendell, so I'll live in Lopa. So if you want to come, you're going to have to come to Lopa.
Man, say I will go Branco and live in Southtown.
That's right. Let's go. You got border water. There ain't no fish coming to you.
Yeah, I'm from the Savannah land. Yeah. All right, folks, that's it. We're here this morning on the midweek edition of the Print News, and this program is brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, one of the major importer and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. All right, let's run you through the stories we've got to share with you this morning from the hard copies of the Front Page Africa and the Inquirer newspaper. So it says here, prosecute me if found guilty. Local government minister designate breaks silence over alleged involvement in Solomba border dispute. And we see the photograph of the Minister of Internal Affairs, Francis Newmalin, is right here on the side of this caption, prosecute me if found guilty. Hold them accountable. Legislature recommends prosecution and restitution of money stolen by past public officials. And then lastly, act of cruelty. Woman accused of pouring boiled water on stepdaughter's genitals over rude behavior. All right, so these are the big stories. We're about to run you through. Liberia's anti-corruption watchdog asks Liberians to report corruption by putting allegations in boxes. It didn't work. Failed strategy. The boxes are exposed, and nobody wants to be seen walking toward those boxes. There is still this fear of repercussions. Alfred Conley, Compliance Director, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Fighting corruption comes with serious risks. People worried about their jobs, their safety, and their families. It is, yeah.
Did you say put stuff in boxes in 2026? Well, go ahead, finish.
Liberia. Fighting corruption comes with serious risks. People worried about their jobs, their safety, and their families. It is physical, psychological, and economic. Harold Edo, Executive Director of Integrity Watch Liberia. And let's get to this final story right here. And this is going to be the only story I'm going to take from the front page Africa newspaper. And it says here, French ambassador confirms Bouaka-Macron talks on Liberia-Guinea border dispute. Government warns against inflammatory remarks. We are in full control. The government calls upon all to desist from making statements that will create instability and escalate the situation. We again reiterate that the national security institutions and agencies are in full control of this situation, and all non-state actors should desist from acting outside our constitutionally defined framework. Who is saying this? The Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, who is the Justice Minister, Councillor Oswald Twe. And it says here, I need to get instructions from the government of France because I don't know exactly how France feels. I am told your president, Joseph Numa Bouaka, has reached out to the French president on the situation. If we can help, like the economic economy, that's the economic economy of West African states or the African Union, to stop the dispute peacefully, we will. We are friends of Liberia. We are friends of Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire. Liberia has been at war, and we want to support diplomatic solutions and peace for all. Isabelle Leguel, French ambassador to Liberia. Let's take a few lines from this story. It's very interesting. Okay, so let's get to it. It says Liberia's deepening border dispute with Guinea has entered a new phase of diplomatic urgency and political alignment, with the Liberian Senate publicly backing the government's approach, while international attention grows following confirmation that President Joseph Bouaka has reached out to French President Emmanuel Macron. The unfolding situation has drawn a convergence of voices from the executive, the legislature, and international partners, all emphasizing restraint, diplomacy, and national unity as tensions persist along Liberia's northern frontier. French ambassador to Liberia, Isabelle Leguel, confirmed Tuesday that Monrovia has initiated contact with Paris, acknowledging that President Bouaka's outreach to President Macron is now known within diplomatic cycles. However, she cautioned that France is still in the process of determining its official position. I need to get instructions from the government of Liberia, from the government of France, because I don't know exactly how France feels, Ambassador Liguel said. I am told your president, Joseph Boakai, has reached out to the French president on the situation. If we can help, you listen to the part, I am told. All right? She says somebody told her. Because when you're talking about diplomacy, you can't jump over the French embassy in Liberia and just send letters straight to, the president of France. I'm quite sure it should be done through the embassy near this capital. But let's continue with the reading. It says, I am told your president, Joseph Boakai, has reached out to the French president on the situation. If we can help, like the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, or the African Union, AU, to stop the dispute peacefully, we will. We are friends of Liberia. We are friends of Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire. Liberia has been at war, and we want to support diplomatic solutions and peace for all. The ambassador's remarks lend credibility to a front-page Africa Earlier report and underscores Liberia's strategic effort to internationalize the resolution process, particularly by engaging a global actor with long-standing influence in Francophone West Africa. Back home, the Liberian Senate has stepped into the conversation with a carefully worded statement supporting the government's diplomatic path while warning against actions that could aggravate the already sensitive situation. The senator stressed that Liberia's hard-earned peace must not be jeopardized by reckless commentary or misinformation. The Senate called on citizens, media institutions, and political stakeholders to exercise restraint and responsibility, noting that the national interest must take precedence over speculation and divisive rhetoric. The senators reaffirmed their confidence in President Boakai's leadership and the capacity of national security institutions, emphasizing that the situation requires coordinated action and respect for established legal frameworks. At the same time, the Senate urged caution engagement with Guinea through bilateral talks and regional platforms such as the Mana River Union, the Economic Community of West African States, and the African Union. While underscoring Liberia's sovereign rights, the lawmakers stressed that diplomacy remains the most viable path to a lasting resolution. The legislative endorsement aligns with the position of the executive branch, which has maintained that the situation is under control despite growing public concern. Justice Minister Councillor Natu Oswald-Tue has been at the forefront of government's messaging, warning against inflammatory statements that could derail ongoing negotiations. The government calls upon all to desist from making statements that will create instability and escalate the situation. We again reiterate that the national security institutions and agencies are in full control of the situation, and all non-state actors should desist from acting outside our constitutionally defined framework, Minister Tue said. He further cautioned that the spread of misinformation, particularly on social media, poses a significant risk to national stability at a time when diplomatic efforts are delicately balanced. In moments such as these, the responsibility of citizenship must be exercised with the utmost care and patriotism. We urge all Liberians to understand that national security is not a platform for speculation, The spread of misinformation and emotionally charged narratives has the potential to inflame tensions and complicate ongoing engagements. Esther, I think we can stop here and send controls to you to bring us more developments. Well, that's it from the front page Africa newspaper.
Thank you very much. Before me, I have the Inquirer newspaper. The hard copy is right here. And the top story says, Guinean army announces border stability, but... And we will take some lines from here. I think it's important. Let's read some lines. Several residents of Lofa County residing along the Liberia-Guinea border are painting a starkly different picture, one marked by fear, uncertainty, and the continued presence of Guinean troops on what they consider Liberian territory. The residents' outburst was triggered by a recent announcement by the Guinean authorities through its army insisting that calm has finally returned along the disputed Liberian-Guinea border in Lofa County. The Liberia-Guinea border has been a place of tension following the instruction of several Guinean soldiers into Liberia, thus instilling serious fear to residents, resulting into some of them being displaced in search of safety and refuge. The situation, which also involved neighboring country Sierra Leone, also witnessed the hosting of a one-day Mana River UN summit in Conakry, bringing together Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone presidents to resolve the long-standing border crisis involving three countries. Despite this diplomatic effort and several other dialogue concerning the border, the Guinean government has, however, refused to live by the recent communique signed and agreed by the three countries. As a result, the Guinean soldiers are still present on Liberian soil at the disputed Saluba border between Liberia and Guinea, thus instilling fear in residents of the area, leaving the majority of them to flee for their lives and shelter. The situation has since raised serious concern among citizens, including opposition leaders, civil society actors, civil society organizations, as well as other countries' citizens. This time has the completion of the story. We'll run there quickly to bring more lines. And it says other citizens condemning the action and decision of Guinea to deploy their soldiers on another sovereign country territory. However, the Guinean army has spoken of the contrary, suggesting that normal life has returned in key border communities, particularly in Kisini in the Gukwedu region, where cross-border trade and social interactions are reportedly back on track following recent tensions. The Guinean narrative, as contained in the statement released yesterday on their official Facebook page, further projecting an image of stability and restore of order after diplomatic engagements aim at diffusing the situation. But in response, residents affected communities along the Liberia-Guinea border, including Kondadu and the Solubar area, says Kenyan soldiers remain visibly stationed within areas they insist fall under Liberia's jurisdiction. These reports have sent heightened anxiety among locals, many of whom rely on cross-border farming and trade for survival, with some of community members narrating that the presence of armed personnel has disrupted daily life and created an atmosphere of intimidation. More troubling are also claims that Guinean flags have been hosted in these contested areas, an act residents interpret as a bold assertion of territorial control as well as an affront to the country. According to them, in Zozo district, similar allegations have also surfaced from Yala town, where locals reported that a Guinean flag now flies across the Moluya River, a location they believe firmly belongs to Liberia. These claims appear to have gained further credibility following a recent visit of Lofa County Superintendent Lavlar Masakwe to Kundadu, after which The superintendent observed the presence of Guinean forces beyond what locals regard as the recognized boundary line, raising fresh questions about the true situation on the ground. They maintain that the implications are immediate and deeply personal, with several farmers reporting difficulty accessing their land, while traders fear crossing into areas where military presence remains unclear or contested. Community leaders at the same time warn that prolonged uncertainty could escalate tensions and undermine long-standing peace, social and economic ties between border populations, and vow to take the law on their own if the government fails to end the crisis. Equally concerning for many is what the farmers further describe as a limited presence of Liberian security forces in the affected areas, cautioning that this absence has left communities vulnerable and without reassurance at a time when clarity and protection are most needed. Meanwhile, as conflicting narratives continue to emerge, the situation along the Liberia-Guinea border underscores the fragile nature of peace in the region. And while Guineans speak of stability, voices from Lofa County suggest that on ground the crisis may be far from over. Well, let's take more stories from the front page of the Inquirer newspaper this morning. Government confronts rural sector bottlenecks. Government confronts rural sector bottlenecks. The National Road Fund of Liberia has convened a 3-day contractors, banks, and NRF partnership forum, bringing together key players to tackle the systemic challenges slowing Liberia's infrastructure and to fix long-standing inefficiencies in road construction and financing.
Go ahead.
Okay. And I held at the Monrovia City Hall under the theme Building Roads, Building Trust, Unlocking Procurement, Efficiency, and Sustainable Infrastructure Financing. The forum signals a shift from policy discussions to practical solutions aimed at accelerating road delivery across the country. Opening the forum's day, March 24, 2026, NRF Manager Josita Walto stressed the key role roads play in Liberia's development, describing them as the arteries of the economy that connects farmers to markets, patients to hospital, and communities to opportunity. Without road, the economy cannot grow as fast as we want it to grow, she said, noting that persistent financing gaps, delayed payments, and compliance challenges have continued to frustrate contractors and steel projects. Let's leave you there. We have more French language skills opening doors for Liberian youth. And this is here. Diplomats from France, Cote d'Ivoire are urging Liberian youth to seize what they describe as an underutilized economic asset sitting right at the country's doorstep. The French language, the call during the opening of the Francophone Month 2026 at the French Embassy in Monrovia, where ambassadors, government officials, educators, and youth representatives gathered under the theme Youth Create, Innovate Entrepreneurship in the Francophone. Diplomats from Cameroon, Guinea, and the Kingdom of Morocco. This then has a completion of the story. Also attended, reflecting the breadth of the Francophone community surrounding Liberia. Ambassador Mabaj A. Georgette of Cote d'Ivoire opened the gathering by placing Liberia's situation in stark demographic and economic context. Drawing on World Bank's data, she noted that as of 2020, approximately 1.2 billion people between the ages of 15 and 24 existed within a global population of 7.5 billion. By 2060, projection shows that 700 million people, 3/4 of Africa's entire population, will be under 30 and living in Francophone countries. For Liberia, those numbers carry immediate relevance. The country shares borders and trade corridors with French-speaking nations, including Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea, and operates within an ECOWAS framework where French is the dominant language of regional commerce and diplomacy. Around Liberia, you have several French-speaking African countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, and ECOWAS in general, where French is the language of the majority. Ambassador Georgette said, in a region where economic integration is accelerating, she urged language fluency is fast becoming the driving line or dividing line between those who participate in regional prosperity and those who are left out of it. She also pointed to institutional momentum backing their argument. The International Organization of La Francophone declared youth a former priority in 2019 and established an International Francophone Youth Network in October of 2023. But let's leave you here and look at more stories this morning. At the back page of this paper, Chief Justice employs first blind lawyer. Interesting story. Let's take some lines. The Chief of Office Staff at Wayne Vakun has disclosed the employment of Liberia's first trained and visually impaired man to serve as public defender in the judiciary. Anthony Vakun made a disclosure on Tuesday, March 24, 2026, when she represented the Chief Justice at the keynote speaker of at Nemot Third Summit held at the local hotel in Monrovia. Speaking on the theme, sustaining Liberia's democracy through accountability, inclusion, and rule of law, she noted that this summit comes at a defining moment in our nation's democratic journey, one that calls not only for reflection, but also for renewed commitment to the principles that sustained a just and orderly society. Speaking further, she said this summit comes at a defining moment in our national democratic journey, a time that calls not only for reflection, but also for renewed commitment to the principles that sustain a just and orderly society. Delivering on inclusion as a democratic imperative, she said, no democracy can be sustained if it excludes a significant portion of its population. Inclusion is not optional, it is essential. On the same note, she explained that we must ensure that women, youth, marginalized communities, and all citizens have meaningful opportunities to participate in governance process. Democracy must not only be represented in theory, but inclusive in practice. This is why this Chief Justice has employed Liberia's first trained and only visually impaired lawyer, Joshua Shadrack, to serve as a public defender. This is good news, Wendell, and we will leave you here. You can grab a copy to read deeper in that story. Turkey to establish embassy in Liberia to strengthen bilateral ties. And this is also right here. Then just before we send controls back to Wendell, I saw a photograph here that caught my attention. Hopefully we'll see this. Okay, I don't think okay, this is it. Government expands access to vocational training at MVTC. That's good news. We saw the photograph of the young minister, Kra, right here. She's been photographed. But so far, this is all we have. Winter, let's send controls to you.
Thank you there, Esther, for always giving us that eloquent reading. All right, folks, so we are about to recap the stories we brought you this morning. After we take a break, and when we come back, we join our weather report man, Suleiman Tunis, to run us through the weather report for today. And these are the stories we brought you this morning from the hard copies of the Front Page Africa and Inquirer newspaper. And it says here from the front page, top stories, prosecute me if found guilty. Local government minister designate breaks silence over alleged involvement in Soloma border dispute. And legislative beat, hold them accountable. Legislature recommends prosecution and restitution of money stolen by past public officials. And Crime Watch, act of cruelty, woman accused of pouring boiled water on stepdaughter's genitals over rude behavior. And Liberia's anti-corruption watchdog asks Liberians to report corruption by putting allegations in boxes. It didn't work. Failed strategy. And lastly, for the front page Africa newspaper, we are in full control. And that's the story right here. We are in full control. French ambassador confirms Boubacar Macron talks on Liberia, Guinea border dispute. Government warns against inflammatory remarks. And that does it for the front page Africa newspaper, The Inquirer, that was read by Esther. Guinea Army announces border stability, but it's a conjunction right there. Government confronts road sector bottlenecks. And French language skills open doors for Liberian youth. Let's take you to the back page. Chief Justice employs first blind lawyer. And Turkey to establish embassy in Liberia to strengthen bilateral ties. Those are all the stories we can take this morning. And we're about to take our break, taking word from our sponsor. When we come back, we're going to run you through our weather report. So stay tuned. The program is from the Prime News right here on Freedom FM 87.9. So let's take a break and be right back.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the sort of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Randy, why you take it?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. I was going to put it to each key.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Print News. And every time you listen to Freedom FM, we give away cash. So today, if you want to play and win some money, 5,000 Liberian dollars is up for grabs. So those of you who are playing, you want to play the game, this is how you play. If you're playing from your Lone Star SIM card, all right, make sure you have enough money on your MTN mobile wallet, $100 or 50 or 100 Liberian dollars or more than that, 50 cents USD or more than that. And you need to dial *255*1#. That's for those of you who are playing from your Lone Star SIM card. *255 *1# is the code for you. And if you're playing from your orange SIM card, you have to dial *255 *7#. All right. So every time you play 100 Liberian dollars or 50 cents USD is going to leave your account. So keep playing, but trust me, the more you play, you stand a better chance to win. So folks, let's go to our weatherman to run us through the weather report. Tunis, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you guys. Good morning, Gus. Good morning, Mama Liberia. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Your weatherman, Suleiman Hashim Tunis. Before going on with the weather, I would like to say on behalf of our entire crew, I'd like to extend my sincerest condolences to our former foreign ministers for his mother's death. You know, I saw that on the news today.
Yeah, Maxwell Kimia.
So from our crew here, we extend our condolences to the family. We pray that God will console them to go through this difficult time. But let's go back to our weather. Today, as we speak, we're already in midday. Mostly cloudy. It is 6 degrees, feels like 92. Chances of rain, 10%. Wind, 6 miles per hour. Humidity is a little high, 65. That's for the rest of the day. Then tomorrow, Thursday, you have 20% chances of rain, mostly sunny. You got a lot of sun tomorrow, Be ready for that sun. It's 87. 87, that feels like 95. So that's 95-degree weather. It's very, very hot, very hot. So be prepared for it tomorrow. Okay, even today, 86, feels like 92. I know it's very hot over there. The sun is blazing. But not really. Okay, you can tell because 87 degree, whether the sun is hot or not, that's a high mark over there. Tomorrow is the same thing. You're going to have a lot of sunshine, lot from the morning all the way in the evening, and the heat going to be blazing on you guys. Too bad. This time around, just think about the heat. You're probably going to get a little break on Friday. You have, even though the break is not that much, because the temperature stay high, it's going to be 86, feels like 92. And you will have little light rain. Light rain will probably visit you guys during the daytime. Morning and daytime, you might experience light rain, but don't depend on that rain because the temperature is too high. It will bring a lot of heat. The heat is even high anyway. It's starting with 71. So as the day progresses, the heat going to go up to almost 80 something. So you're going to be uncomfortable anyway the few days, especially those who out of fan and air conditioner. And even if you have those things, but electricity is not there, then you're on your own. That's when the heat will come.
Hey, Lord.
I tell you. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're on your own on that. You can't blame us because, hey, there's nothing. You got everything, but there's nothing. So just come outside and feel the air. The air is 10 miles. The breeze is only 6 miles, and it's sitting. The heat is just sitting in there. You know, say you hear from Freedom FM, because we'll always tell you what it is, what the radar is telling us here. And thank God for this, because most of you have your devices in your hands, but you don't know how to use it. So we take this chance to help you schedule your day activity according to the weather. Right now, the only time we feel we'll get a little bit of rain, light rain, is on Friday. Well, even that Friday, don't depend on it. That rain is no help. When the heat, this is the time of the heat. So let's pray to God that the electricity stay with you throughout this weekend. Okay, let's pray to God. When you go to the mosque, you go to the church, do that. So that's about it from Freedom FM from Tunis. Back to you guys. Gus, good morning. How you doing? You 1 hour behind us. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, there, Tunis, for the weather report. And folks, it's now time to talk the talk because from the stories we read, the government of Liberia is warning its citizens and mainly media institutions, social media blockers about misinforming or misleading the public or saying things that would jeopardize the current negotiations between Guinea and Liberia. So the government is telling us that the thing where you're not supposed to say, when you say that trouble, it will pour in trouble or will catch you, will jail you. That's what they are saying. But I don't know what is the government position on butt naked assertion made. Butt naked is not in the military. He shouldn't be speaking as a military person. He shouldn't be speaking in those kind of a situation when we have the requisite authorities that's supposed to speak. The other day we saw pictorial evidence with General Power. General Power is a very nice person. Let me just say this before I say what I want to say. General Power is a very nice man. Yeah, General Power is a very nice person because he's one of those Liberians that are helping, to take these less fortunate or what we call Zogos from the street to give them a new life. So, but we saw him in a conversation with some Guinean soldiers. What role was he playing? Who was he representing at that discussion? We hope that the government can come out to tell us. But Gus, you listen to the reading, and that's exactly what the government is saying, that media institutions, social media bloggers, we should be very careful about what we say concerning this Guinea and Liberia situation.
Well, first of all, the government is useless. And this what's his name should just shut up and go find something better to do. When a government does not provide information, what do they expect the people to do? Okay, you do not inform the people. There is a issue going on in any civilized or responsible country. They have a press conference at Mika all the time, don't they? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in those press conferences, are they letting the public know what they're doing? Are they letting the public know what's happening? If we did not have information today, like 1990, our people would just sit down and become prey to rebels? What's wrong with these people? I guess it's the same idea of we're going to put boxes in this day and age so you can come put your vote inside, or tell me who's stealing. That's what we used to do when I was a little boy. I'm going to be 50 years old this year. All around the world, people find, you're telling me if I have something about somebody stealing or corrupting, I cannot send a simple email. I cannot collect the document electronically and send it. But it's the same mentality these people have. They don't understand and respect the citizens of the country, which have hired them or who has hired them. So the government, every day, we see information coming out. My brother Tunis is here. All of those information should be gathered by the information ministry, right? Put them together, add it to their own sources, and then be able to make some decision and expand on that to the general public. But outside of that, if these people, the citizen journalism that we have today because of technology, we wouldn't know what's going on in some of those places. Let's be honest. Will we know today? No. So they just need to shut up their mouth and just let God take care of us, because the Liberian government has shown its citizens that they cannot defend them, they cannot defend their territory. The talks that they have is useless. This is the reason why you saw somebody say that the president is speaking to Macron. Listen, didn't the president say they had this kumbaya movement and they solved the issue? And he came back and there was all this jubilation and celebration. What's guys like Husi Kehu or whatever his name is? Look, I'm just so happy, and some of my Lofians don't like it, but it's just the truth. I'm so happy this did not happen under George Weah administration. I'm happy it happened under Joseph Boakai administration. The man from Lofa, the traditionalists, and all of those things that they talked about. The things that they went against us for. Oh, you're from Lofa, you can't support your own Lofian. The man is ill prepared or equipped to be able to handle situations like this. And we see it. Nothing's going to happen. Look, I saw Joseph Boakai as a young man running LPMC, and I know how he ran it. And there's no reason why a man my age was ever going to support such a man. Thank you.
Yes, my man. I told you yesterday that the government is a bit confused. Instead of dealing with the issue, they commit to the citizen, attacking them for their opinion. That's very foolish on the part of the government. We need them to do something about it. The people are encroached into our territory. The first thing we should have done to push them back and go through diplomacy. But they stay into our place, sitting there. They say they have cornerstone since our parent ancestor was not born. And they sitting talking nonsense. I saw some of the lawmakers on the highway coming from Lofa, jubilating, dancing like it's something funny, you know? And then we, the citizen, when we want to say something, express our opinion, they're threatening us. Nobody will go on social media. Nobody will do this. What are you doing to stop us from doing this? By you threatening us, or you will come and do or penalize or arrest us or do something. I don't think that's appropriate. We're always entitled to our opinion. You can't stop us from saying
freedom
what.
of speech.
Exactly. I mean, you guys told us you're so experienced. The previous government was so messed up, don't even know what they were doing. But you ain't proving nothing to us. The little tests they have, God has shown to you. Just go back to listen to what the man of God said. And thank God that video is going around since when this thing started happening, what the man of God said. Because what the man of God said, all what he said is happening one by one. People are losing home. People are dying every day. Houses are burning. Nobody knows the cause. Okay? And this God, man of God, don't even know Liberia. You know, some people prophesy, you say, oh, that man, you're talking rubbish. But now, you people are the one that talking rubbish. We entitled to our opinion when issues occur in the country. You that's the reason why we're paying you guys, so that y'all can resolve these things as quick as possible. But nothing you're doing, instead of you're concentrating on the issue, you're concentrating on us. And you can't stop us. No matter what happens, when we sit down on the drinking table, we got to discuss the issue. We sit down on the attire table, we got to discuss this issue. We go to the University of Parliament Hall, we got to discuss the issue. Because it's a tense issue in the country. Why are you bothering us? Solve our problem. Solve it. And solve it as soon as possible so that we can pass this and move on. Okay? That's it. That's what we need to do. Stop bothering us. We have great respect for you guys. You say you can do the job, you do it. When you come and arrest me now and put me in jail, that will solve the problem. The people on that side, at that border, they are suffering. They have moved from their homes. They go in places now. They never experience this thing. They're now in different homes. For them to even eat a day now and not they
In
can't.
their own country.
Exactly. Their farms are already been taken. Nobody going to farm right now in our area. There's nothing we can do. Humanity, they're swaying like, hey, I know nothing about you. Hey, y'all can't even try me. That's not the point. You, the internal affairs minister, do something and push the people back. When you push them back, they cross there, then we can go back. But I'm just sitting there easily eating people money every day. They're eating 3 times a day.
Tunis, exactly. They could have put somebody, when this thing happened, we could have put people on our side. You didn't have to shoot gun, but you could have put people on our side just like the people did.
Exactly.
Just
then they're eating 3 times a day with our tax money like they're doing anything. They're doing nothing. Push the people back. They say diplomat. The people are thinking about when this person come with vengeance, go back to them like that. And when you cross it now, they back on their side and say, let's go to diplomacy, please. But we there, the people keep coming, they keep coming, and nothing we can do about it. I beg you, man, stop bothering us. We entitled to our opinion. Whether we're saying the truth, we lying. Do your job. That's what we want you to do. Forget about us, because we'll always talk. Thank you. Back to you guys.
And just to propound on this too, and it's still happening. There are still areas of the border where if we had our personnel, right, they will not come and encroach upon. But again, where is our military? They're still in Monrovia.
They're eating 3 times a day. Why people suffering ahead?
Yes, and we're supposed to respect them. I mean, it's a joke, man. The defense minister, nothing. How you call it, minister? Nothing. No press conference. Has anybody gotten any press conference from the military?
No, we're going to the information minister to hear from them. Why people suffering at the border?
The country's sovereignty.
The information minister said that if the citizens feel that the government is not doing anything about the Guinea Liberia situation, they should go and take arms and go and defend.
But then why they saying they're going to stop us from talking?
Exactly, and that's foolishness. That's being foolish. Inexperienced minister.
That statement was very reckless.
Exactly.
Well, they said the man money, not a problem. They said the man get good.
Inexperienced people ruling the country, then they say they blame in previous government. What have you done that we can really impact us? That what? Little thing like this, you don't even know which way to turn. Go into my call.
And the most frustrating part about it is the way they are displaying it on the end. They're making it look like everything is okay. They are posted on their official page telling the world that calm has been restored. That's what they are saying.
Exactly. So how are you going to get help?
So it's almost like they're playing fun out of us because we are acting like we're afraid. That's why they're doing that.
And if the government thinks or feels that we are making inflammatory statement about the situation, then let them come and do what they want to do. But this is something that concerns us as a country. We are citizens. All right. Some of us we grew up in wartime. You know, growing up, coming up as a young man, and then 14 years of your life was wasted. You know, I mean, can you imagine 14 years?
Completely.
We couldn't do anything for ourselves. I mean, we're just growing up and there were guns and shooting everywhere. None of us would sit on this radio or behind these microphones and pray for war to come to this country. No, we don't want destruction. We don't want war. We don't want our people to die like some of them died. They don't have graves. Families cannot identify some of their families today because of this very war. So we're not sitting here and saying we want war. We know the consequences of war. We will not pray for war to come to this country. Anybody who praying for evil things to happen to this nation, that evil will befall upon you.
Right. So we will not sit down and allow our country and our sovereignty be taken away.
Gentlemen, let me ask you one question.
Our sovereignty has been invaded, so we have to speak about it because the government is not telling us what is going on. Every morning we wake up, there is this news, there is other news, the minister of internal affairs, this and that. So the government sat there and allowed General Budnicki to say what he said, allow all of those who were on, because they are the very ones that are paying the blockers, right? Mm-hmm. We told that some of them are unpaid at the Ministry of Information, you know? So why they can't go and tell these people who posting all these nonsense on the social media to stop? When last we sat here and you know, incite our people to do things wrongly? We wouldn't do it.
But what I want to know, what was the reason that the lawmakers were on the highway jubilating for? Why?
That is free money they got. Because that is free money that people are enjoying.
Okay, you going to settle issue. You say settling issue, but by bothering our people, citizens, they're moving from place to place, nowhere here, going here, scattered all over the place. Then you there on the highway, group of you guys jubilating. What is that? And then you say we should not talk. When we talk, if something will happen, I beg you, man, guys. You put your act together, please.
Then they say they're coming back, they won't come back from their break just to impeach or to expel Yeke because Yeke say they land for Guinea. Can you imagine that? The people just want to lift Yeke up and make him a hero in this country, and that's what they would end up doing.
Yeah, I don't really care what they do to Yeke. Yeke, the all cause of us being in this mess today. I don't care what happened to Yeke. Whatever happened to him, his business. Yeke he's deranged. He doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't know what he's doing. He the all cause of us being in this mess today.
Exactly.
Yes.
But let's hear from our people.
He speak every day with regret. What is the regret going to do?
Yeah.
Change things. Anything. We all know that it's a strategy.
Let's hear from our people today. Hello. Yeah.
Hello, William.
Yeah, Abu.
Yeah. Good afternoon, William. I want to chip in.
Yeah, go ahead, Abu. You're live. Go ahead. Let's hear your contribution on the print news.
Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to Tunis and of course Gus, Esther as well. I mean, there's a particular point, newspaper story you read about the engagement with Macron.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then there was a particular line you mentioned where you said the ambassador said she heard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Instead of stating it emphatically, she said she heard. That's a hearsay.
Yeah.
And diplomatically, that's not true. I mean, what that indicates is that there is a kind of break in communication between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and, of course, the ambassador office, the French embassy in Monrovia, because that's the first channel of engagement.
Exactly.
Diplomatically, it's orderly. If you say you're handling the matter diplomatically, that means you're handling it orderly.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can't be handling it orderly, and then you leave the ambassador here. The ambassador is spewing hearsay on the matter.
Yeah.
You cannot definitively tell whether our government has directly engaged, because if that is the case, she will also receive a signal from Paris.
Yeah.
To that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Paris will have to communicate with our government through the embassy here.
Exactly.
So from the day I saw that story, you know, as a student of the art, I knew that it was a complete fabrication intended to just give the people false hope. Now, why would you want to engage Paris at this time? Remember, you went to Conakry and you signed a communique. You did not come from Conakry as a result of a deadlock, like the meeting ended in deadlock. No, right?
Mm-hmm.
By signing the communique meant that you went to Conakry, was successful, and then you resoluted on the matter, and you are coming back, right? But the result you got from Conakry, the citizens are not to it, because we do not want to see Guinean soldiers on our territory that we know to be our territory. We still see them. But in your communique, You've agreed for that to happen. That's why you withdrew. Look, somebody said on the show that the government is irresponsible, and you cannot put it even better than that. This is a mark of irresponsibility, and of course, the president must take full responsibility. And you know why this is happening and everything? And the Justice Minister developed the audacity to threaten people, arrest and all that, is because Liberians are peaceful people. We will be in the street right now demanding the president and the government accountability. They wouldn't even have the chance to threaten anybody in this country.
Exactly.
They do not restore full right to the people in the place there.
Exactly.
13 villages, out of fear, they have left their villages, helter scatter, like somebody said. And you have a government in Monrovia threatening people? Oh yeah, because you have the space to do that. But if we're locking the streets and people are demanding an answer and resolution in this matter, you only have the chance to stand on your feet to tell somebody, don't say this, don't say that. That is absolute nonsense. These guys are failures. They failed already. And all we can pray, like I think God or somebody said, the country just ain't go here now. No government again. The government ain't able to do anything. Singular responsibility.
That's so true.
The territorial integrity of Liberia.
So
Waka
true.
and his team has failed on that. That's the most singular. That's very, very easy to do, right? That's very easy. Just protect the country territory. That even you want to get all our electricity, you want to get all our job, you want to improve education, you want to ensure that our lives are better. You want to do that, but make sure that we will get the country and return it back to all the God. You feel on that people have invaded territory, and then you can say you're threatening somebody. I mean, that's the point I wanted to make from a diplomatic standpoint. That thing is telling you that they engage first is a big horrible lie.
Exactly.
Big horrible lie. These are liars. They're criminal, and I like to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Abu. Thank you very much. That's the lead presenter of the morning show, FM Freedom Morning Rise, Abu Sharif, one of Liberia's finest. Well, folks, those of you who are listening, you can join the conversation by calling us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. The WhatsApp line is also active. Those of you outside Liberia and listening, you want to join the conversation, you can call the WhatsApp number +231 886 500 104. And the female line is 0770 297 016. Esther, please interact with the callers.
All right. Let's pick our first call for today. Hello, welcome to the show. Tell us your name and where you join us from. Hello?
Yeah, hello? My dear sister Esther.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Let me say hi to Uncle Tony, my senior brother Wendell Dimne, and your brother Bob. Yeah, my sister, you know, it's just sad for a Justin Media to sound like a Mickey Mouse character. It's sad. Yeah, they may sound like a Mickey Mouse character, my sister. So we are just people, we are peaceful as Liberians. That's why you see swear coming up, vomiting out ignorance to us. But one day we'll rise up against these people. We'll rise up to say that are puppet master person they get there. He mean well for us. Just to try to stabilize our country, he ought to do that. Then you can't open your mouth to be vomiting out arrogance or it's sad, my sister. Like Mickey Mouse said there. He close him off. Do not speak.
Okay. Let's move on to another person. Let's pick this person. Hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Esther. Let me say the pleasant good afternoon to you.
Hussein.
Yo.
I'm deliberate to greet you.
Emilio.
Yes. I said I'm deliberate to only greet you this afternoon. So anyway, this is Hussein.
I mean, Hussein, make your point before you deliver and all that thing. Make your point quick. Yeah.
So, during the man from Jacobstown District 2. So, two provisions of the Liberian Constitution, Article 15 and 17. One talk about freedom of speech and of the press, and another one talk about freedom of assembly. All of those two provisions of the Constitution of Liberia provide what we call it comes with its own responsibilities. Look, when you listen to the press conference read out by the Justice Center, he was very definite. He did not say Winnell Neiman or the Freedom FM team are instigating violence or creating a panic in the society. He said Liberians who are generating AI videos, right? Those things that are not comfort for the farmers of our country, they should please stop doing such because it has the propensity to create chaos in our country. The government is fighting every means possible to resolve this issue, and somebody is suggesting somewhere in the corners on the different platform, putting the citizen against the government. No, I know some of you may have had security background. There's a name is either you or one of the panelists. Look, if the
Hussein, be all I want. Talk.
Yeah, okay, so if the airfield is deployed at the border, that's a different story. I know people would be sitting in the corner. Joseph Baga know he didn't have strength of the army. He deployed people at the border, and now see why he has caused. Why a responsible government, a diplomatic government?
The army is supposed to be there. They got to be strong. They got to be there to do their work.
Around the table to make peace in different countries. You think we're ready for a war? No, because we represent the Guinea, Africa, the 7 and other countries around the world. We represent them. So you think we're going to conflict? We have everything it takes to go to war with Guinea. Everything it takes. For our government, responsible government, we follow the diplomatic channel.
Yeah, government is responsible, man. Please.
We will take the necessary action.
Thank you, Hussein.
That's a fair tactic. The government is responsible and will respond in subsequent time. Our citizens should remain peaceful. You guys in the media, please do your best to preach the word of peace so that our people can be relaxed and the government will be
responsible.
Thank you.
How long will the government take to address the people in this situation? But let's take another person. Welcome to the show. Go ahead. Caller, are you on the line? Welcome. Okay. Well, keep your calls coming in. Let's come to this other line. Pick this person. Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is J. Henry Nine. I call you from Fender. You know, I had a call on the show, but my blood is just boiling in me concerning the issue at the Liberian Guinea border. Let me tell you something. The first mistake that Joseph Baga ever made was to allow the Guinean soldiers to cross again for the second time to go back.
Yes.
After they did that thing, they went back. It was a time that even if our 2 AFL soldiers going to be to that border, right to our place, put our flare up, I don't think they're going to be come back. Right? That's the first mistake. The second mistake was, as a president, father of a horse, they complain. The first thing we do is say, go to your man. Mother will talk, get tired. Maybe the people will talk, get tired. Then before they get come to the father. But the same minister were asking, security, whatsoever, they were asking, president jump off from here and listen to one who come to school or secretary for his office at the time. Getting your own time to play with you whatsoever. That was not kind to us. Jacob Baga jump for you and went straight to Guinea. Why? What you want that for? We know that. Okay, if they feel, then you can do that. But these are mistakes that the particular owner made, and still when you study us, one who was going to say educated man coming out to tell us that, we'll jail, we'll arrest, and we'll go and do. We already getting angry with you. Are you even sit on that particular microphone to open your mouth to tell us such a thing? We already getting angry with you. Now, 13 different communities, I will just say, places, where are they going to get food? They are farms and things. Everything will be, every other cost will stop. Where are they going to food? Now you are
taking me 10 seconds.
To have the citizens that own outside this place to take care of them so that you can be able to counsel them while you are doing your so-called diplomatic talk. You say you are educated. Condemn Joshua, so you are acting like a messenger. That's a nonsense. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Let's hear you, Tunis.
Yeah, next time when Hussein called, he disrespected us just now when someone reminded him that it's not only Esther here, he said, I want to say a hero to Esther. The next time when he does that, do not give him a chance to speak.
You're right about that, Tunis, and I take note of that. Thank you.
I'm sure he's listening. So let's take this person. Welcome to the show. Go ahead. Hello. I don't know you on the line, but you're not speaking. But let's take another person. Hello, welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Thomas Lumeni Iba. I'm calling from ELWA Kingsville.
Go ahead.
You see, well, what is unfolding at the Guinea border, Mr. Bouaka is fully responsible. He is in the loop of everything that unfolded before even the public can get to know. First of all,
Hello, caller, you there? We didn't cut you off, Caller, are you there? Esther, I think we lost that caller. Take another person.
Oh, he's still on the line, but I don't know why he's not.
He's at a dead end.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, darling.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, David King.
Thank you, my sister. Darling, what Mr. Joseph Brigham Bouaka doing to our country? It is wrong.
Joseph what? How do you refer to the president? How you call the president?
Joseph Brigham Bouaka.
Brigham
Bouaka.
No, we're not allow you to say that here, please.
But Mr. Dimle, all right, for the sanity of your show, it's Mr. Bouaka. Is it okay now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Dimle, you know, when you have a irresponsible government in place, this is how things go about. You got lawmakers. Who people living for years going to Lofa, they sent out the sergeant at arms to bring the leading body of the finance minister to tell them why they are not being able to get a benefit and salary for folks. And get these are people who just passed on the budget ranging from $1.2 billion. Today, they are telling us they 4 months ago they did not get paid. But then we saw them going to Lofa in a number, and they came back and stopped on the halfway and started making. Jubilating are able to say we went to send the Guinean across the water and now can't have restored. So, and the irresponsible government that will be here. The people who are responsible, Mr. Dimle, they will not come from Lofa after eating our money. Not doing anything substantial for all the Liberian people. But start and say, don't believe me, I used to say they did something well, it's a disappointment to we the Liberian people. And this is the reason why we, from the angle of the opposition community, we need to master the forest. Because if we continue to say, that we for 29, so then 9 even we reach 29. So it is about time we start the real work. If the government bring fire, we give them fire. If the government behave the way they are behaving, not responsible, we should show them how to be responsible. Because you cannot have a government that will not do the need of the people. But every now and then we go about 20 people. But how the justice minister calling for a press conference, 20 people are about 15. It's wrong. And I listen to a lot of jokers that up there talking about when they return for the break, they will say, or Jürgen Klopp. You cannot expect Jürgen Klopp because Jürgen Klopp just was today for the last 6 years, and some of you who are talking about you embraced it yesterday. Why can't Jürgen Klopp do what he did to get the current administration?
Okay.
Everybody trying to do that, and you'll get a people coming in the chance of Jürgen Klopp.
Okay.
Thank you, David. One more call, then we go for our comments. Esther, one more call.
Hello, welcome to the show. Go ahead.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Welcome to the show.
I'm calling from Cloud.
Go ahead.
And say hi to Tuni there. Tuni Puro. So I want to ask Tuni there because
my man, not answer a question period here. Just call and make your point because your point shouldn't be a question.
Yeah, I want to ask which part of the world that have on the police because I want to because bro, when the police and what we are seeing our border. Now I'm not supposed to be to the border, but we see police and immigration.
The police defending your borders.
I would advise that you redirect your question to the Ministry of Information. Yeah, Jerry Pierre and his team there can speak to that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's run through the comments. We're running out of time. Let's go for the comments.
Your points are taken. Let's go to the comment section and see what we have. We have Hilton Wulajedo says, I'm watching from Logan Town. Abraham Kekula says, great work. Ibrahim Kekula again says, good morning. I'm following you from Grand Cape Mount County. Hezekiah Dodo says, greetings from my end, Mama Liberia, following closely from my resident in District 17, Brewerville City, Montserrado County. We have T. Mark Bobo. He says, good morning. I am watching from Freeport, Maripa and Sons building. We have Kadike Pasewa. She says, hello there, family. Hello, mom. And we have Gay Caesar Divine Grace Bryson Jr. says, good morning, guys. I'm following from Barnesville, Quebec. God, please save our country from this calamity. Maxwell Kedimar says, I'm following from Attila shop here in Barnesville Estate, last bus stop. And we have Gay Caesar Divine Grace Bryson Jr. He says, thanks for the weather report. The sun is very hot and seriously killing less on our heads.
Where's sweater and go walk about?
And then Gay again says, if this was a serious government, the so-called information minister should have been fired for lying to the Liberian people and making foolish statements. And then we have Stanley Bose says, a very pleasant greetings to the Freedom Print News, sponsored by Crime Stoppers Liberia. My concern has to do with that Mickey Muff Minister of Justice by saying nonsense with his. I don't think I'll be.
No, please. We don't use invectives on our show, please.
All right.
Yeah. Let's deal with the issues and leave the names of personalities that make them.
Of course.
Yep.
We have Naomi Fort. She says, good afternoon, family, watching from Congo Town Back Road. Good afternoon to you, Mom, Naomi Fort. So far, these are all the comments we have.
All right, so let me welcome a couple of friends to Liberia. Big brother and cousin Lawrence Wisia Syed, popularly known as G-Law. G-Law is in town on a short vacation from the United States. I'd like to welcome you home, big brother. Lawrence Wisia Syed, my cousin, welcome to Liberia. Another cousin is in town, Richard Seo. Welcome to LIB. Hope you enjoy your vacation. Louis Blamo, Jita Bob Blue Walker, Maybell, Fanning, Kalako, all of you visiting Liberia, my friends and family people, I'd like to welcome all of you. Let's go to our guys in the USA to wrap up from their end.
Hey, Gus, go ahead.
Yeah, the family affair, because when I start my own, forget it.
Go ahead, Baba. We are.
Look. This is to the Liberian government and the Minister of Justice and all the authorities that are supposed to be informing us and protecting our country. It just so happened today you're in a country where the second branch of government is useless, because if they weren't, you guys would have been held accountable today to some of the issues that are occurring. You would have had to come and explain to us. In this country that I live in, America, this is what I love it so much, is when things like this happen, I don't care what level you're at, they make these public hearings forceful so that even if the government, like today, we have Trump that acts like an African president, but they are forced to come and talk. They are forced to go and make declarations and all of those things. We saw what happened with ICE. Journalists can attest. There's been so many of those things. So the public is able to hear what the government is not wanting to say. But as you guys said, the men that went to the border, got their own shopping on their way. They decided to marry and let the Liberian people know, the people in Lofa County, Thomas Faladen enjoying. Thomas Faladen left Monrovia. He went to Lofa He's over there. They say he want to be Godfather. Transfer your own thing. Because in the end, except it's just only 4 are going to vote for you. But the Lofians are not going to. And they know my voice. Trust me. They know. Him, Momo Cyrus, all of those people, they're very aware. They know some of us. The truth is this. They have not done anything. We don't hear from the caucus. We haven't heard anything from the Lofa County caucus on everything in Sorin. So we're calling on them again to come and reassure our people that the people that have been displaced will be taken care of. Our lands will be restored, and going forward, they will defend our properties and land. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the show. But one thing stood up, brought to my attention is our boy Kiao, who's you must, when you call, please, we give you the chance to talk what's on your mind. We don't deprive you from that. But please respect us, the panelists. You don't have to say hi to every one of us, but if your attention is called on it, do not say, no, I'm not only going to say hello to one person. That's disrespectful. If you do that, next time we'll stop you from talking. We'll not give you the go-ahead to talk. So be polite. The same way we'll give you the chance. Whatever on your mind, we'll give it to you to say it. Whether you're saying the wrong thing or whatever, we still let you talk. So when you meet us, greet us, or don't say, I'm not going to greet certain people and certain people. Don't do that, please. Anyway, today we appreciate you guys, your comments and your call. We would like for you to visit us or follow us this evening at 11 p.m. in your local time, 7 p.m. in New York time or East Coast time. And we'll be back here again with the same topic, same crew. We'll be back. So follow us. Thank you so much. We'll tell you good day, and have a nice day. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tunis. Thank you, guys. It was nice catching up with you guys on the midweek presentation. God's willing, we'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is what's on your mind. So anything you have on your mind, just keep it for tomorrow morning. The St. John will be here up to the time that you can tell the Baba thing that you want to talk about. But please, we can't let people to cause on the show here. When you cause, even if you try to cause, we'll cut you off because I don't like it. All right, so we gotta go. Thank you all to our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, and Exodus Best Price Store. It was nice being on the midweek show. Until then, do have a pleasant big week. Bye-bye. Ciao.